Grayson,
Yeah.
will you turn that other light on over here?
The one behind you?
No, the one over there.
That.
That one over there. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yay. Hi, Mariken. All right. I couldn't hear. I was like, what's going on?
I was muted because I was on the phone, so
thought you
y'all
might.
didn't need to hear my conversation.
I understand. Hey, Miss Susan. Susan, can you hear me? Check your volume, Susan. I can't hear you. Your microphone's off.
Oh, that's funny.
Go to the bottom of your screen and turn your microphone on.
We need like a slide that says that.
So if you just go down to the yeah, there you go. We heard you.
Did it?
Yay!
I can hear you though.
Yeah, well, we could hear you. I was saying, hey, Susan. And nothing. Who else do we have on with us this evening?
It's Wanda.
Hey, Wanda. I'm so glad you're
Hey
on.
there.
I have missed you all. So it is 9:02. We may have some more people joining us, and if not, we're going to record the call so that people will be able to watch it again later. We have got a little PowerPoint, and I was telling Beth earlier that this was not smart to plan a meeting the day after I returned home from vacation. I actually just got home this afternoon at 4:30. So what was I thinking, right?
Yeah.
I'm thinking I have an awesome partner that really helped me out a whole lot. So thank you, Beth.
I love you.
You're amazing, and I really appreciate it.
No problem.
I will get you back, I promise.
Oh, honey, please. You always do a ton of the work.
All right, so we're going to talk about vendor events because it is completely vendor event season right now. So we have got a great presentation for you all on doing vendor events. So let me get this screen up for y'all so we can get it started. I was practicing this earlier to make sure that I didn't mess it up. Doesn't mean I still won't mess it up.
That's okay.
Let me know when you can see it.
There it is.
All right. We get it into slideshow mode.
Yay!
So here's our agenda for this evening. We are going to be talking all about vendor events and how to make them successful. So what is a vendor event? Why do we do them? Finding events before the event, during the event, and after the event. So Beth and I are going to be taking turns back and forth talking about these things and sharing some great ideas with you, and even sharing some of our stuff. That's why I have this box back here behind my head, so we can show you how we do these things.
Right.
So, I'm going to let Beth go ahead and start with the slides. So there you go.
Awesome. Well, Marican already covered this. There we go. Marican has control of the slides, so she's going to magically know when I'm ready to switch them. All right. So hopefully you guys have had some experience and exposure to vendor events already. If you haven't, vendor events, basically, you might hear them called craft fairs, vendor fairs, bazaars, there's bridal shows, there's fundraising events. There's a ton of different options for vendor events. But basically, it's just any kind of indoor, outdoor event where there's multiple vendors from different companies. It could be direct sales companies. It could be the local AC company. It could be a whole mix of different people all gathered together to set up their products or services. And most of them often have some sort of fundraising cost built into them. So a lot of them are raising money for, a local ball club or a local daycare or any kind of sports team, that sort of thing. And usually you're going to either pay money to be there as a vendor, like a booth fee. And we're going to talk about different fees for different types of events a few slides from now. Or some will do free setup, but they want a percentage back in sales. Just as a side note, I prefer to just pay a flat fee, because if I'm doing cash and carry, I mean, there's events where I sell $700 in cash and carry. And whatever I'm paying for my ability to be there is going to be typically most of the time less than whatever percentage back they're looking for. Plus, it gets a little tricky if you're booking parties or focusing on different things. It gets a little tricky as to what do you really pay them. So, but most of them are going to be a flat rate. Marican, thank you. So really, why do a vendor event? Obviously, there's cash and carry. If you have cash and carry, if you have retired items, this is a great way to get rid of a lot of them, especially this time of the year, because people are always looking for gifts for the holidays and that sort of thing. It's also great to make connections. A lot of people will go to an event and be like, oh my God, I didn't sell anything. That happens. I mean, like, straight up, that happens. It happens to me, and I've been doing this for a really long time. But you have to look at it as you're getting your name out, you're making connections, you're hopefully adding people to your newsletter list, and you've got these people then that you're going to follow up with in the future to hopefully bring about some of those sales and some of those bookings and possibly recruiting and that sort of thing. You also want to make sure you are networking with the other vendors, and we're going to talk about that a little bit more in one of the future slides as well. But basically, there's a lot of really, really good reasons to do them. Usually, you're going to be spending about half your day at most of these events. There's a lot of 10 to 2 events. There's a lot of 8 to 4 events. It varies a lot. There's lots of multi-day events, which are big and can be stressful. So maybe start small if you haven't done any. But there's a lot of great reasons to do them, and we're going to go over some more of these as we go on.
All right. So I'm going to share with you about finding vendor events and the different types of vendor events. I wonder if I just accidentally clicked an extra slide forward. Let's see. Aha, there we go. Different types of vendor events. I did. I don't know how I did it, but I thought I had seen something different than was there. So different types of vendor events. There are 3 main types of vendor events. There are those small free events that are typically done by a small organization. The biggest pluses about being in these types of vendor events is that they are low cost. And the biggest downside is that you probably won't have as much traffic. So at these particular vendor events, I like to focus on the other vendors that are there, because you can actually make some of your best connections with other vendors. So don't discount these smaller events just because you don't have a lot of traffic coming through. Make sure that you are talking to the other vendors there as well. The second type is a mid-size event. The most common event that you're likely to run into, they usually cost you between $25 and $50 for your booth fee. And these are often done at churches and schools and community centers, and they have a really good mix of lots of people, and they typically have a very good turnout because they have a built-in clientele, the people that go to the churches, the people that go to the school, and the community centers that people are regularly coming into. So those people are automatically going to be coming. Plus, they typically are pretty good about advertising in their local community to help bring in more people. So those are probably the main types of events that most of us are doing, especially as we get closer to the holiday season. Then you have the larger events, such as expo halls, fairgrounds, and they can range from a few $100s to upwards of $1,000 to participate in. Think carefully if you decide to book one of these events, because you need to make sure that you're going to have a good return on your investment. Consider the return on investment. Larger events with more advertising and traffic have higher fees to participate, and lots of times they have more people coming through, so you have a more potential for customers and recruits and sales. But remember, you would need to sell about $4,000, book multiple parties, and have lots of different recruits in order to make this a good return on your investment. Lots of times these vendor events are multiple days, right, Beth? Like 3 or 4 days that you're going to be there.
They are. Yeah, you might have like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday event at the expo, fairgrounds, that sort of thing. It's a lot. That's a lot. You are going to want to team up with team members,
Exactly.
which I don't think is in the slides, but if you're doing a multi-day, you are not going to want to be there by yourself for 8 hours a day, 3 days in a row. You will want to die. So trust me, book shifts.
Absolutely. I completely agree. And that is exactly the way that that we do it around here. And really, it's a great way to be able to get your name out to lots of people, and you can split the cost of those events and make it a little bit cheaper for all of you. Or one person can pay for it all and invite other people to come in, but that would be an awfully nice person to do that. So those are the different types of vendor events that we have. Now, finding vendor events is not always one of the easiest things to do. Sometimes finding vendor events can be a little bit difficult. If my internet gets kind of fuzzy, would you just kind of kick in for me? Because for some reason we've been having storms here today, and it's telling me that it's not a stable connection right now, which is not what I wanted to hear.
That's not good.
So I'm going to let you, Beth, go on and share about finding vendor events, because this is what absolutely top-notch at.
I have a love-hate relationship with vendor events. I love them because I'm making so many great connections. But by the end of this season, I am so over them. I never want to do another one. But then it all starts back in again in like March, and it's like, oh, yay, events. Right now, I've got 8 on my calendar in October and November combined. So I have a lot. I am going to be done with them. By that point, I'm going to be so over it. But finding events is really not as difficult as you would think. I always suggest utilize some local websites. Like, for example, I'm in Florida. Around here, everything is gated golf course communities. Like, that's what everything is. That might not be the case wherever it is you live. But all of the local clubhouses and that sort of thing near us have community websites, and they often do events like the Take Back the Night event, and different things that they have going on. They'll do food truck rallies, all that kind of thing, and that's all great places for you to set up as a vendor. So check out those local kind of websites. Check out websites for local daycares, local private schools, local public schools. All of those type of places do events, usually at least once or twice a year. So you want to try and get in on them, and really the ramp up time is early. Some places will start booking their vendors in advance, a couple months in advance. So even if you don't have anything on your calendar now, you would still definitely get in if you can find some like for November, beginning of December. It's kind of similar to our Christmas cutoff. People stop doing vendor events really basically around that second week of December. You're not going to find a lot happening in between mid-December and the end of the year because of the holidays, but there's still a ton going on from now to then. Even a lot of the local malls here, granted, again, it's Florida, so we're outdoors year-round, but a lot of the local malls have big outdoor vendor events. I know one of my girls has got one coming up at the big mall I think in November. But those are great places to look. Talk to other direct sellers from other companies. If you have a friend in Scentsy or LuLaRoe or any of those other companies, if they've been in their business for a little bit, or even if they haven't and they're really hustling, they might know about some events coming up. Because usually these organizers of the events are going to come back to the people they used last year. That's their warm market, right? Because they're trying to fill their event. So they're going to come back to these people that they booked into the previous events, offer the space to them. If their 31 girl is no longer selling 31, they're going to be looking for a new 31 girl, and you can slide on in and be that person. So talk to those other reps that you know and see what events they have on their calendar already and get them to give you contact information. There's also, we do have handouts for you that we'll post in our groups, and I put together a list of a few different event listing kind of websites where you can search by your zip code to see what events have been posted on there. You can even check Craigslist. They have an upcoming events section. Those are all free resources. So, I'm a big fan of free. There's a couple paid resources out there. I don't really recommend them because there's no need to pay for this information. It's out there on Google. Do you have something to say, Marikan? Are you going like this for a reason? Okay.
And he's going to help me.
Trying to signal me. I don't know what she's doing. Sorry. I was like,
I'm cooking Grayson to help me here in a minute.
Hi, Grayson. He's going to dump that box in your head. Hi, and then finally, if you can't find an event, or you're finding that all the events you're finding have a 31 girl already, make your own. I've actually done several where it's, a few of us direct sellers get together and pull something together ourselves, and even you can pick a charity, don't pick a charity, it's totally up to you. You can make it a free event so everybody's just kind of pulling their resources, pulling their people together as almost like a big party, and you can just get sales that way. If you do pick a charity, it's fabulous because you can often get a press release done, and there's some great free resources on how to write a press release, how to get one submitted to your local papers and that sort of thing, and you can actually get coverage for stuff like that if you are supporting a local organization.
Radio coverage too. I've been able to get radio coverage if it's a fundraising event as well.
Yeah. Another kind of outside the box thing that we did not too long ago is we pulled myself and I want to say about 6 other direct sellers, like a Jordan Essentials, Origami Owl, that sort of thing. We pulled together and we got a financial advisor to do a seminar. And we marketed it as, a free financial workshop for women. And then we were set up as vendors to talk about the business as well. Like, hey, are you looking to, so it's kind of a vendor event, kind of not, but it's another great avenue. If you know somebody that's there are those financial kind of companies, Primerica or, things like that they're looking to get their name out as well. So it can be a really good resource for everybody. And we actually had great turnout in the home office, actually contacted me because they saw our press releases. And they're like, oh my gosh, look at what you're doing. And I'm like, holy crap, how does Ohio know about this? We're in Florida. What's going on? So that was kind of cool. But so that's another avenue as well. I go off script. Sorry, Marikan.
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah, all good stuff. All right, so things to know about a vendor event. It's really important that you kind of have an idea about how many people are going to be coming through and how many were there the previous year, because lots of times if it's a vendor event's second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year, the more years that it's been around, the larger the event is going to be. They typically tend to grow year by year. It's really important that you know how long the event is going to last and what time you have to set up. For lots of these events, you have to be there very early in the morning and be set up by a certain time. If they're outdoor events, you're going to have to actually remove your car from the parking area. So it's important to know these things in advance so you can be prepared for it. And for me, I'm thinking about, okay, so where is my booth going to be in relation to where my car can be? Because the farther I'm going to have to travel and carry the items is going to affect what I actually decide to take to the event. Because if I'm going to have to carry it for half a mile, then I'm probably not going to carry as much stuff with me as if I can just carry it right up to the booth. And I will tell you that a neat thing that I have done before is to use a little garden cart. especially in a big civic center. You can use a little garden cart and load up all of your stuff and haul it straight to the event and not have to do as much carrying. So that really helps a lot. Will you get a list of attendees and their contact info? This is a great way. Lots of vendor events have a sign up when you come in, or they have actually a contest that they're giving away, so they actually take names there. And also getting the contacts of the other vendors that are there, because that is another good resource for you to have. Also knowing who the target market is. A lot of the vendor events that we do typically are based around something, a holiday, a lot of vendor events for bridal fairs, baby showers, those types of things. Knowing what your market is and what people are purchasing for is really going to help you. Yes, Grayson. It's really going to help you to be able to know what you're setting up for. I did a huge event in May for a bluegrass festival, and in advance, I actually purchased some 31 products with Love and Bluegrass and different things on them to make them more marketable to the people that I was going to be selling to. Sold them all while I was there, which was a great thing, and a few extras. What are the costs going to be to the vendors? Sometimes vendor events are free, and then they can range anywhere up to $1,000. There also can tend to be costs for other things, such as tables and chairs. You can have the option to bring your own tables and chairs for free. You can have the option to have them set up a tent for you for an additional cost. Just depending on what you have and where the event is, you need to really know exactly what all the costs are and all the things that you need to have. Do you need to bring a tent? Do you need to bring tables? Do you need to bring chairs? Some vendor events give you a free table. Some vendor events make you bring your table. So it is really important to know these. And I don't know how many vendor events that I've been to where I have forgotten my chair and didn't have a place to sit. But that's okay, because lots of times we're not sitting down anyway.
Yeah, true.
Who is marketing the event, and where's it going to be at? So how much advertising are they going to have? A smaller event may not be worth your time if it's not going to be advertised outside of, say, the church that it is for. If it's going to be advertised throughout the local community and beyond, then it may be more worthwhile for you to be there. Susan's waving at you.
Hi.
So what?
As you can see, I'm kind of tired right now.
We all are.
So what to bring to the event, and that is what I have some of these things set up back here behind me for. So your display and your cash and carry are very important. As you can see, I have this 31 box. I actually had a consultant that was going to throw it out because when I joined, they didn't have them. And so I kept it. And I actually use them. I'll walk right around here, and Grayson's going to help me out. He's going to hold the computer right here.
That pink box.
I know, that pink box. I actually use this pink box. There you go, dude. Good job. I actually use this pink box and keep it in my office all the time, and it is loaded with everything that I take to a vendor event. So inside of this box, whenever I go to set up, I've got everything I need. I've got my signage. This is my big Dreamweaver sign. I have got extra tablecloths. I have got 4 extra tablecloths in here because you just never know
How big your table is going to be.
to use a tablecloth for. Lots of times I will take empty boxes and stack them on the table and then put another black tablecloth on top of them to give myself more height on my tables. So having extra tablecloths is important. I have cute little signs that I can use at the event so that I can change this one around and make it say different things. This one is about joining the team for $99. I have my little raffle, little carry-all that they can put their tickets in after they have signed.
Raffle bin.
Of course, I've got tickets in case I'm going to need the tickets. I have my hooks, which these are invaluable if you're using a tent to be able to hang up things around the tent. So I recommend that you get some cheap, these are old shower hooks that I went out and purchased, and I use them all the time.
She's not kidding. She's really not.
I have my jewelry boards for displaying jewelry. And
It's like Christmas.
look,
What's coming out of the box next?
and I have my display signs because they are extremely important. My setup displays. Hold on, there we go, Grayson. All three of these, I have these in there as well. And all of these things stay packed in here all the time, and they're actually inside of a large utility tote that I can stuff under the table. And I leave the box sitting on the table and usually set up my display around it. In addition, at my vendor events, I also like to take mini catalogs, and instead of giving them a whole copy of the special for the month, I take the banners that we use across the top of the page, and I print 3 to a page, cut them in half, and put these inside of mini catalogs so that I can pass these out to people. And on the back side, it has my information and how to find my Facebook. So I have these on there. I use guest care cards as well so that they can fill those out for my door prize. And they have little door prize cards. We have some awesome signage that we are going to be sharing with you all as well that you'll be able to use at vendor events. It's really pretty hot pink, black and white. So it really goes well with all of our stuff and looks very professional. When you go to a vendor event, it's really important that you are comfortable and professional looking, but not overdressed. A 31 t-shirt and a nice pair of slacks is always going to be good. Do not wear 6-inch high heels. You're going to die. Make sure that you're comfortable and you're going to be able to stand there for a few hours and talk to people. I love this idea from Beth about wearing a little small crossbody purse. Some of you have probably seen me at my vendor events having my crossbody purse on that I can keep cash in and my phone. And that way, if I walk away from my booth, I still have my money bag with me, as well as my phone in case I have some contact. Plus, I'm advertising one of the products that we're selling and how it can be used at the same time. So I think I went through a lot of that. Business cards, your monthly special flyers, a recruiting packet, and hostess packets. Make sure you have a couple of these in case you book some parties. And your calendar with your dates that you have open for the month are also going to be really important to have at your vendor events. Beth, did I miss anything?
No, I was just going to show my little baggies that I put together for vendor events. These are little like 6x9 size Ziploc bags. You can get 100 of them on Amazon for like practically nothing. And I stick a mini in there, and then I have a shrunken down version of the whatever monthly special. This is October because I've got my event start October 1st. And then I have my little what is 31 all about me sheet that says, 3 ways to experience 31, place an order, host a party, join my team, and it's got like my little bio. So I put these together for my events because it's just easy for me to have a little pile of these, and then I'm going to throw a little piece of candy in all of them. So whoever's walking away with that is going to have a mini and have my info and all that kind of stuff. And to me, I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they're more likely for this to make it all the way home with them than if I just give them a mini. Absolutely. So that's kind of my purpose behind doing it that way. And it's really they're quick to assemble, and with as many events as I have, it's kind of I just mass produce a bunch of them, and
Your little bio sheet, that is such a good idea. The 3 reasons, that's in my letter that I send to all of my potential customers and things, but I never thought about doing it for vendor events, and that is such a good idea. I love that. So maybe you can share that one with us, just your copy of yours, because of course we don't need your own, but that's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right, so setting up for your vendor event, it's really important that you make your display attractive. Keep it in the same color palettes. 31 has done a great job of helping us to have beautiful coordinating products. So keep it in the same color palettes. Do not overcrowd your table. I'm going to share with you all a couple of pictures of some displays as well. Let me see if I can get to those real quick, just to kind of let you see some different ways that you can set up your display. these are just a couple of display pictures that I had grabbed that I wanted to share with you all. And if you have any display pictures that you would like to share, we would love to see them. Just post them on our team groups because we would absolutely love to see those so that we can see what you have going on too. So here is an outdoor event. Can you all see that?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
The
Yeah.
sheriff's
Yeah, and the sheriff's car right in the background. There you go. This is a beautiful display here. You can tell it's a 31 booth. It is not overcrowded. The colors go well together. The catalog is there. And so it's just really important to keep it neat and attractive so that people are going to be more excited about coming and seeing your booth. An overcrowded or sloppy booth is going to deter people from wanting to come see it. Can you see this one now?
no.
Not yet.
Okay, let me
It's just a little time delay. It'll be there in a second. There we go.
Did you get
Oh,
it?
that's
Mhm.
This one is very simple, but it is all you need. You don't have to go overboard with your display. This doesn't have but 7 products on this table, and it is still very effective, showing everything you need. So as I was saying earlier, knowing what you're walking into makes a difference. The skirt on this table is one of the stretchy skirts that just pops over the table, which is a really nice way to make a nice clean display. Let's see if we can show you this next one. Can you see this one now?
not yet.
Not yet. There it is.
All right.
Ooh, I like the tree.
This one is a great display setup that we saw at our Better Together event, the Mega Better Together event that we went to. And I really liked it because they had used the Christmas lights and things. And they were even discussing using the tree to hang up your party dates on so people can take the party date off the tree to sign up for their parties. I love this display. And as you can see, again, it's not overcrowded. It's very simple, and it really is effective. Here is a vendor display from a vendor event that I did back in May. And this particular display was really focused on our kit. As you can see right here in the middle, this is the kit, and it is displayed exactly the way that it is shown on the back of the catalog. So I had borrowed a kit from a new consultant and used it so that I could set it up here. And then over here on the side, these were the next 2 monthly specials coming up. So I didn't do anything extra here. We had some cash and carry at this event. We put some of the cash and carry in baskets, and some of it was hanging up. I love to use a hanging display to show my cash and carry because it's really easy for people to be able to look through. All right, back to the slideshow.
Can I add a couple side notes?
Please.
If you guys are doing outdoor events and using your tents for that, the big size of binder clips are great for hanging stuff off of your tent with. And also you can even string Christmas lights, the white Christmas lights around the top of your tent and clip them on with the binder clips. You need about 2 light strands end to end to go around the top of your tent, but it gives you extra light if you have an evening event. And it just adds a little fun, and then just get some more binder clips and hang bags from them. So
I a lot of times use the clips that they give us for our fabric samples. You know, those little round ones.
Yeah. I do too. I use those sometimes as well.
Yeah. So
You need the big ones though. I feel like to go around the tent poles.
I do. I use the big ones. You're right. But you know, anything to make yours stand out. And I love the Christmas lights. They always look so pretty and elegant set up at an event. All right. Let's see. Having signage or a branded tablecloth helps people to know who you represent, and that's really important. You're going to want to make sure that you have a sign for your drawing to encourage people to enter. One of the things about having something for them to sign up for is it gives them the opportunity to come over to your table, and it gives you more of an opportunity to talk to them, and it allows you to get their contact information so you can contact them later. For events geared towards mom with kids, I love, love, love this. Take an activity packet to give away to the kids. And there's a link here that we've provided for you, Beth has provided for you, that shows you lots of different coloring sheets that you can print off to give to the parents. So do a little baggie with a coloring sheet, a couple of crayons, a couple pieces of and a mini catalog.
Mm-hmm. One other thing, sorry, I should have put this on there. This one really cute thing I did one time is if you Google it, there's this cute little poem about kids leaving handprints everywhere. I forget the poem, but search kids handprint poem and it'll come up. Put that at the top, leave a space in the middle for them to trace their handprint and put your information at the bottom and do it like on a pretty like ivory colored paper or something like that. I am telling you, that is going on the fridge and they're going to have your information hanging right there.
That is
so great.
Wonderful idea. I love that. And I would go for that. That would be something I would make sure I would be taking home with me because it has his hand on it. So awesome.
Yeah.
Anything to get them to keep our information is super smart. All right. At your event, do's and don'ts. Beth, you want to share this one with us?
Whenever it shows up, absolutely. There we go. Okay, do's and don'ts. You guys have all seen this happen. Don't be that girl that is just sitting behind your table, playing on your phone like this and on Facebook saying, oh my gosh, this event sucks, and texting all your friends. Don't be that girl. Get in front of your booth, talk to people. Don't assault them, but talk to them. Say, oh my gosh, what are you doing with my slides? Say, you went backwards. Say, oh my God, cute shirts. Oh my gosh, isn't this so much fun? Oh, did you see the bounce house? Your kids enjoying them? I mean, talk to them. Be real to them. Don't just say, oh my God, have you heard of 31? Have you heard of 31? Don't be that salesperson. People don't want to talk to you if you're being that salesperson. It's going to make them uncomfortable. If you are doing cash and carry, like I said, I'm a fan. It depends on the event, but for a lot of events, I feel like I do well with cash and carry. Make sure that all your cash and carry pieces have your information attached somehow, even if it's just that you punched a hole in your business card and tied it on with a ribbon, or you can use, at Staples or Office Depot, they have those like 100 packs of little craft paper tags that you can write a price on and like stick your catalog label on the back, that kind of thing. Just make sure that they are going home with your information. Because they're not filling out an order form, so they're not getting a copy of that. You just want to make sure that they know where this came from, right? And then, as I mentioned earlier, you want to network with other vendors. And one of my favorite things to do is offer a same-day only vendor discount to any of the other vendors that are there, because you guys, vendors of other products love our stuff, particularly the large utility tote and the zip-top utility tote. They use them to haul their things in. Right? So you're going to see the Scentsy girl walking in with her product in a large utility. And you're going to see the Mary Kay girl walking in with her zip top utility. So I like to give them a small discount if they want to order that same day. And usually I can, walk around with a large utility and even be pointing out, oh yeah, did you see that the Jordan Essentials girl was carrying a large utility tote for all of her stuff? It's really handy. And, just give them that opportunity to get to purchase from you that day as well. And you want to get their information because, again, you want to be staying in touch with them for future vendor event opportunities, future networking opportunities, all that sort of thing. So definitely make use of the other vendors at the event.
Ready?
I'm ready. I don't know what slide you're on. Okay. Yeah, I'm good.
I'll go here. So after the event, it is really important. Sorry about that. After the event, it is really important that you do some follow-up. So contact every single person who filled out a door prize slip. Only one person might be winning the item you plan to raffle away, but everyone can win something, whether it's a bonus item, for booking, an extra credit for having a party, etc. Even just calling them to say, hey, I knew that you were excited about this, and this is something that's coming up for sale in the future. So I wanted to make sure that you were aware about it. But contact everyone. I love to send out a red stamp to people after a vendor event saying, oh, it was so nice to meet you, and then follow up with a phone call later. If they're not interested in doing a party right now, ask them if there's a time in the future that you could follow back up with them, say maybe in 3 to 6 months, because you never know, down the road, they might be interested. Stay tuned for future trainings that we have coming up. Our next training is going to be on follow-up, and we're going to go much more in depth on following up with people, customers, those people that we meet at vendor events, customers from party hostesses, and all of those things. So do look forward to that coming up in October. We will be talking more about follow-up and how to make follow-up easier. So did we miss anything, Beth?
I feel like we just gave you guys a whole lot of information. So if you have questions or you have an event coming up and you want ideas or anything like that, oh, look at all the people. Hi. Nay. Let us know. Hi, Michelle. Dawn. Oh my God. And then a bunch of numbers that I don't recognize.
You would have been so nervous had you known that, wouldn't you?
No. They know I'm crazy. It's all good. No, but if you guys have questions, chime in. Make sure your audio is on and chime in.
Earlier, I saw Susan's hand go up. Susan, did you have a question? Or were you just playing with the screen?
Maybe she's going like that, like you, Morgan.
Trying to get Grayson. Hey, come here. So did any of you all learn anything new that you didn't already know about vendor events before you got on this evening?
My people know everything.
I'm sure they do, because you're amazing.
They do.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us, and we hope that you will join us in October too. I believe that we only have one Backstage Pass call in October because we have our Better Together events coming up in October. Is that right, Beth?
I don't remember. Yeah, we're going to go with, yeah, that's right. They're all on my calendar, and I promised to tell you guys all about them, but I don't remember off the top of my head.
I'm going to make us a nice little page that we can post on our our consultant groups that are going to have all of our upcoming dates and the plans for what we are going to be training with the Backstage Pass calls. So that way we'll all remember when they're coming up. So thank you all so much for joining.
And we will post the handouts that we have all about vendor events and where to find them and all that stuff. We have a do's and don'ts handout, all kinds of fun stuff like that. We will post for you in the groups. I'm going to go with tomorrow morning because I think I'm done being on the computer. But yeah, we'll get that posted. Okay?
All right, ladies. Y'all have a wonderful evening. Thanks for stopping in tonight.
Thank you.
Adios, my loves.